Hey guys, I'm recording this battle because at the conclusion of this game, a couple of the players in the game sort of expressed a bit of doubt about the legitimacy, I guess, of my victory. So we're going to talk about that, and in fact, SC suggested that the other players make sure to save the replay of this game as though it were evidence of something. Of what, I'm not sure, but the insinuation has been thrown around a few times that perhaps my units are stronger than they should be, or that Broody Eye Cav is stronger than regular Cav, or something like that. But so we're just going to take a look at the replay and analyze it and see if there's anything very strange going on, or if everything's going as it normally does. So I'm just going to press play. You can see that Aurelius and SR are trying to cut off my units here. Maybe pick up some archers right here. And I've got my infantry in the woods. The reason I have them in the woods is they have an overload of cav here. They have like, it looks like 11 cav. And basically, infantry do much better against cav while they're in the woods, because cav take penalties. So if they want to rush me and overload me, I'm quite fine with that as long as the engagement takes place in the woods. But not with SR's infantry supporting. So the two of them, they're going after this archer. And then SR decides to run back a little bit. And in a second, I'm going to halt my urbans so that I don't get unnecessarily fatigued. But SR is going to run all the way back. Well, he's already winded. So that's something to pay attention to. And here I think I decide to try to pressure these cavalry units because my infantry is still somewhat near. And if I can catch them out in the woods, this would be a good fight for me, even with SR's cav in support. But SR is over here still running his urbans, so they're winded right now. But I see Aurelius is pulling back his cavalry, so I know I'm not going to get that engagement in the woods. And plus, SR's infantry is starting to get near. So right now I'm just going to chill and rest my infantry. But SR isn't resting yet. He's still running around. We're getting some supporting Spartans here from Terminator. And so they've decided to pull back and reform for the time being. But you can see that the urbans are still winded. And they've got a whole bunch of cav over here. Still, I'm quite fine taking an engagement with pretty much any amount of cav, even if I lose my urbans. If they fight in the woods, they will prove cost effective against pretty much any number of cavalry. So right now we're just sort of waiting. I decided to just chill because they've got such an overload on my side over here that it's got to be good for my allies to start pressuring. But you can see from the way that Aurelius is moving his cav that the attention of their team is still very much on my urbans. And so I bring up my archers, I think in an effort to shoot Aurelius's cavalry units. You can see some arrows coming in here and a few casualties sustained. See, here SR makes a big mistake. His soldiers are mostly still winded, which means that they're going to reach the tired status quite quickly here. You can see my urbans are all fresh. So right now I'm just going to lure SR and Aurelius into the woods if I can. Because again, I'm happy to fight there. I know I'm not going to charge my cavalry into SR's infantry, but I think that SR might be convinced to do that to mine. So I'm drawing them in. So these urbans have the winded status at the moment. still. And I'm just pulling back and pulling back. Again, I want to take an engagement, but just not quite yet. It's not while he's still running his urbans. You see, now a few of them have the tired status. And once they reach the tired status, the combat penalties are actually quite profound. They are much, much weaker when they are tired than when they're not. And now, here's the moment where I decide I'm just going to chill here with my cav. I know that SR's cav is right here. And I know that Aurelius's cav isn't close by. But my feeling is that my cavalry will be able to hold against a charge of SR's cavalry. And I have several reasons to believe this. One is that cavalry charges from the front, and you're welcome to test this out yourself. Cavalry charges from the front against cavalry with no charge through on Rome Total War are not that effective. Additionally, his units aren't in wedge. I don't know if they changed to wedge at all, but they're not in wedge right now, which means if they stay that way, they won't do as much damage as they could. And then the third thing to notice is his cavalry is gold, and mine is mostly maxed out, and some of them are GG +2. So my cavalry is much better. His supporting infantry is tired, and these cav are kind of far away. So it might look like he's catching me out here, but I'm actually just holding my ground on purpose. So he engages right here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these two cav, and then I'm going to position them in wedge formation pointing at his cav blob with the goal of getting a charge through on his units, because he didn't really get a meaningful charge rate. You can see his units have already contacted mine, and I've lost nothing, basically. Yeah, again, the charge itself, the regular vanilla charge, is actually very impotent on the game. But the charge through is like kind of hilariously overpowered, so it's an interesting balance. So you can see my cav is losing, but they're not losing badly. And you can see here, my charge through is coming in. And immediately, right? So even though he got the charge, I got better charges because mine was a charge through and his was just a slap charge. And you can see my infantry support is a little bit closer. And it's better because mine is warmed up and his units are tired. So all of this going on is very normal right now. His cav should be losing to mine. In fact, they probably should be losing worse. Especially given that my infantry support is way more involved right now. I'm kind of running them through, but they're way more involved. And actually, I kind of got unlucky here. Like, a couple of my urbans decided to route just to Pila with 60-something men. That's pretty unlucky, actually. So I pull out, and basically Aurelius decides to just charge into my dense infantry blob. Now he will do damage to my infantry. However, they are in tight formation and they are in a pretty thick blob of men, so they're not just going to route immediately. There's no significant charge through, so there's no reason that they would route immediately. And what I'm going to get is just a nice flush counter charge. I meant to hit F. In fact, I'm pretty sure I did hit F, but the game just didn't respond. So this was meant to be a wedge charge because it would have been really nice with a little bit of charge through. But it is still a counter charge, which is good on a big blob. And the difference here is that not all of these models are actually pointing towards my charge. That's what makes my cav resistant to the charge when he charged at me initially. is all my models were facing the right way. And they brace pretty well for the charge when that happens. But you can see that some of these models are not exactly facing 100% forward. So they'll do extra damage there. And then a couple other factors are that some of my cav is in wedge, and his cav is already fighting my infantry. And my cav is very very superior to theirs. So this is why my countercharge is going to be much more effective than SR's initial charge. Boom. So you can see basically everything starts to route here. Oops. A little too laggy for double speed, and I'm just going to keep going because all of SR's support is tired. So I can just keep pressing the attack with my less fatigued urbans and my less fatigued cav as well. Luckily, my two urbans came back that routed in an unlucky fashion. And here, SR makes a bit of a mistake because he runs his urbans this way, which gives me a charge through immediately. If I wanted to charge through on these units before, I would have had to like go here, but there isn't actually really enough space to line up and wedge without like touching this unit first. So this was nice. This allowed me to get an immediate charge through, and I'm going to get another charge through here, and then once this unit drags a little bit more this way, I'll get a charge through like here. So that's 3 charge throughs I'm going to get. I guess I got a bit of a different one than I said, but this is still a good charge through. Getting a charge through on his general as well. And the general breaks, that's always good. I mean, I'm facing tired units as well, so I want to get out of there before his Pila volley comes. So got out of there with my cav. And so yeah, I'm just gonna like run into melee against all of his stuff. Some of Aurelius's cav came back, but I'm just gonna position my units to try to break these urbans as quickly as possible. He gives me another free charge through basically by moving his units behind his other units. So yeah, I'm able to route his entire force here, pretty much. And that's basically the end of the battle. I mean, that was two full cav forces. Basically, my entire army is going to come crash in behind these forces over here, and these forces over here were already losing, so it's quite easy to see that we're going to win the game, so I may as well just end it here. But anyways, thanks for watching. Let me know if you feel like there's something very strange going on, or if my cav seems unbeatable. Yeah, I'll leave it to you guys to judge. Thanks for watching.